let's get to some professional football. Yesterday, the world was rattled. Holy hell. Jerry Jones just sent Micah Parsons out of Dallas to the Green Bay Packers. Our instant reaction was filmed, obviously, when we weren't live. You can see that entire video on YouTube. During that entire reaction, Ty Schmit was very clearly on the side of Packers are winning the Super Bowl. Okay, Packers are winning the Super Bowl, and Ty was basically calling this for a few days. Ty was even saying, "Hey, if they want to give him 45 million, 50 million, 55, we got it." And also, next year's first-round pick, do it. The year after that, do it. You want to give 5 first-round picks, do it. Is what Ty Schmit was actually saying. Turns out, all you got to do, 47 million a year, $34 million guaranteed each year, and the highest guarantees in the history of a non-quarterback in NFL history. Who did the contract? Oh, David Mulugeta. This guy. If all of the records are broken when it comes to contract, Mulugeta's name is on it right now. What an absolute dog being able to get this deal done with Green Bay before presenting the Dallas Cowboys with an offer that I guess Jerry thought he couldn't refuse. Kenny Clark, great football player. Not going to bash Kenny Clark at all. And 2 first-rounders. I think with what Ty was saying, I think that was more like what we all thought it was going to take for a guy like Micah Parsons, a game breaker, a game ender, a guy who Green Bay thinks is one player away, maybe that player away from winning a Super Bowl. And the odds, the sports books, 400-point turn for the Green Bay Packers. First you're plus 2,000, now you're plus 1,600 or whatever. That's big-time swing in the sports books from the addition of one player. And all it counts, 600-point swing. All it takes is 2 first-rounders and Kenny Clark is what people are saying. Now, if this works out for the Green Bay Packers, obviously everybody's going to mock and ridicule Jerry for losing his fastball. Even though the documentary about him, pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Pretty good.
Guy's a dog.
Oh, yeah.
But it feels like he lost this one, is what everybody's saying in the exact moment. And everybody thought he would get a deal done. He doesn't. AJ, let's go to you, pal. What are your thoughts on it all?
I'm very happy as a Green Bay Packer alum and a fan of the team. I love it. I think it was a great move. But the thing about it is, Jerry, you get 2 first-round picks. Obviously, that's the Packers. What is this going to be, late 20s? Most likely for both those.
32 is what you're hoping.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. The best case scenario, something happens and they get up in the teens or something, because these first rounders, pick number 3 is not the same as pick number 30. Now, you're still getting great players, but it's just a different level, I think, and you have a lot better chance to hit at 3 to 10, I guess, if you want a first-round pick on that one. But I am very happy for the Green Bay Packers. I think Micah is going to fit in beautifully. I think they will love. Can you imagine the first time he runs out of that tunnel when they do introductions with the defense?
Well, let's talk to an owner of the team, Ty Schmit. Yesterday, you had quite an animated response to this entire thing. Now you got a chance to sleep on it, maybe some wet dreams. Yeah, you never know. How was it, Ty? How are you feeling in the morning now as a Green Bay Packer owner and a guy that was saying, hey, whatever you need to send to Jerry, send to Jerry?
Yeah, I'm on cloud 9, to be honest with you. I mean, it was just a fantastic night. Had maybe one of the best nights sleep I've had in a long time. And not just because we have football this weekend that matters and we had football last night, but I'll tell you what, I was ecstatic coming in the office today. It's nice to finally be on the side of, the Packers are in this situation sometimes in the past, and then I got to be the one who'd be like, you know what, I didn't want that guy. He's not going to pan out. This isn't the right move for them. They got fleeced or whatever. It was nice being on the side of the Packers actually got this guy, and I could just laugh last night as fans from other fan bases were saying, like, oh my, yeah, you're gonna love this guy when he's sitting out games or whatever the case may be. So I mean, a lot of people are talking about how much money it's gonna cost to pay him. The way I look at it is, I mean, they're in their window right now, and they know that. They paid the quarterback, they paid the edge rusher, so. I'm very, like AJ said, I'm very excited to see what Jeff Hafley will do with him as well. So, yeah, it is. Go win a Super Bowl. I mean, this is an aggressive move. Let's go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, have to get the Super Bowl done. And then if you're Dallas on the other side, obviously everyone's going to the, oh, my gosh, the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic and the Dallas Cowboys lost Micah Parsons in the same year. That's terrible. It stinks for Dallas Cowboys fans, but it's another situation kind of like Green Bay with Jordan Love. Like, you kind of have to wait and see. It stinks right now. And you had your best player being Micah, but now you get 2 picks in the future. You kind of have to wait and see how it pans out. Very similar to Jordan Love. Personally, I'm thinking this might be Jerry's swan song. Maybe Stephen Jones does say, hey, maybe it's time for me to take the reins. I'm going to go get this done for you, Dad. Okay, I'm going to go get you. I'm going to make you proud. I'm your firstborn, eldest boy, Dad. Let me take this team and take them back to the Super Bowl. I don't know if that'll happen, but if you're a Cowboys fan, just think like this. Hey, in 2 years from now, we basically just guaranteed ourselves either Arch Manning or Jeremiah Smith with all the first-round picks
Okay.
we're going to have.
I saw that out there. I saw that. And, Jerry said we got full first-round picks in the next 2 drafts. And who says that we ain't using that right now to go get someone? He basically drops a stay tuned at the end of this thing. Go ahead and run that, Foxy.
The other thing that I want to say is we not only gives us 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years, we not only do that, nothing says we can't use some of those picks right now to go get somebody right now. Don't rule that out.
Literally saying, stay tuned. Okay? This shit ain't over yet. And this is kind of exactly what everybody has been chatting about with Jerry. And I think the documentary kind of lays out perfectly. This dude is a master promoter and businessman. This guy is a gambler. This guy even self-admittedly a little bit too good of a talker. Sometimes he writes some checks that his ass can't cash. Like he even says that in the opening of the entire thing. And during the premiere of this documentary, whenever he was on the red carpet, he said, the Cowboys will always give you a little bit of drama. If there isn't much to talk about the Cowboys, we'll kind of go in there and stir up some controversy. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the Cowboy fans, I think, are saying, that's what we're talking about, Jared. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We need to worry about winning a football game, not worried about driving up controversy. And if you listen to Michael Irvin this morning on Get Up, it is great to see Michael Irvin back on TV. Mm-hmm. Michael Irvin needs to hear that we are better as a sports world with him talking. And he basically took some blame, saying I should have stepped in and said, Jerry, we can't be making this type of mistake. But he also said it looked like Jerry was hurt. He said it looked like Jerry was hurt. Jerry was obviously offended and felt disrespected by Micah Parsons, is what everybody around him is seemingly saying. And when the folks were saying he wasn't going to budge, I think that's because he was personally offended by the thought that he thought they had a deal done. Now, that deal, the handshake deal, a lot of people were saying, that's what Jerry bought the Cowboys on, was a handshake deal. That would have been less money than what the deal would have been for Micah Parsons for the entirety of it all. And it's like... that's an interesting situation because for Jerry Jones, as great as a businessman as he is, and I like that he's spinning it as they can make some magic out of this, everybody's calling him an idiot. Everybody's saying he's lost his fastball, and everybody is saying that he's no longer the guy to be running his team that he created. That's a fascinating time for Jerry, I bet, as he looks in the mirror at night.
I mean, and his son, Steven, who's going to be running, in the future, whenever that comes. I just want to know, like we always say, you don't want to mix, did he let his emotions get in the way of business? Didn't Michael Irvin mention something about that? Like, hey, you can't.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, Jerry's an emotional dude. He's been running the Cowboys, I think, with his emotions for a long, long time, and it's worked out pretty well. Obviously, not the last 25 and 30.
I believe in gut instinct.
Yeah.
Okay. And my gut, but he had to have thought.
You were him for a second. That's
he
why
had
I
to have, close your eyes.
Ooh, jeez.
He had to have thought. Okay, Jerry kind of has the same haircut as that guy from Rutgers last night.
A little bit. That was sick.
Pretty sweet.
Thinking about doing that.
Yeah, is that what Hawk's saving up for? I just
think
figured
so.
that's why.
That's my big surprise, man. Don't blow it.
Yeah. By the way, I love anybody that is that confident.
Amen.
I do too.
National TV, I'm going to stand right next to the coach. Let's get some airtime on this thing. I like it. Maybe that is the new cut for everybody. But Jerry, the thought of him losing it is seemingly what everybody is saying.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it. Even the sports books. The sports books are saying the Green Bay Packers won this trade. Tone, this seems to be a massive jump for a player. This has to be the biggest jump documented for a defensive player getting traded, as opposed to an offensive player like a quarterback or something. Yeah. This feels like big movement. Has that been chatted about?
Yeah, it's huge movement because, like you said yesterday, there's times like when Rodgers came to the Steelers Super Bowl odds didn't move at all, and that's a quarterback. And now you have Micah Parsons, who is moving these odds insanely, not only for the Super Bowl but also for the division and conference and everything like that, and making the playoffs. But also for Micah Parsons, he is now odds-on favorite to win defensive MVP. I can't remember the last time that it's probably never happened that the odds-on favorite to be the defensive MVP has been traded to a team. And for a guy who roots for a team that has an elite edge rusher, like everyone can say, the Cowboys are going to get better at rush defense and all this, and Jerry can try to spin it like that. But when you have an elite edge rusher versus not having an elite edge rusher, it makes everything's so much easier for your defense. Not only just him, okay, but Rashawn Gary's going to get his now. Lucas Van Ness is going to get his now. The corners, there's some questions about the Packers corners. They're not going to have to cover as long. It helps the entire team. So that's probably why, one, all those odds moved because of that, because of his impact. Two, because there's going to be a lot of money coming in on the Packers because that's just kind of what happens. And then three, just overall, that defense is just going to be so much better.
Yeah, Tone, I appreciate what you said there because, we all talked about Revis Island and how much that affected every defense he was a part of because he can just take care of one guy. What does an elite pass rusher do for the rest of the defense, AJ?
It's unbelievable. I played with Clay Matthews, a guy that every offense had to game plan around every single week. The guy's so explosive. It's just, like you said, okay, say we have a Revis Island type situation. We're going to lock this corner up on this guy, or he's going to follow the best receiver. Yeah, it makes it much more difficult. The other 10 guys can kind of play more of a shell situation and take advantage of the matchups that you have. But when you have one guy that can go, not only, but that's the thing about Micah, he's so versatile. It would give me nightmares as a D coordinator because this guy, okay, where's he lined up? Okay, sometimes he's standing up at a 2-point. He's lined up A-gap. He's mugged A-gap like he's an inside backer. And then when he's on the edge, he's such a pure and he's an unorthodox pass rusher. I feel like how he can bend and move, it's not normal. Most people are not born with the capability to move like Micah Parsons can move. And when you couple that with work ethic, this is what you get. A guy that can wreck the game every single time he's on the field. So it will free up those other guys on defense a lot, and it will create opportunities, I think, for the other guys on defense to make plays and to make impact plays.
The whole worry about him not being able to stop the damn run. Jerry Jones said that.
Where did that come from? The last couple of days, I feel.
Jerry was really, how do you feel about playing Micah, this season? Well, I know we got to get a lead and run the ball. I know it's he said it 3 times.
I know.
You just run right at these types of guys and things like that. So when was it that Jerry started trying to nitpick everything? Was it after the deal in his eyes wasn't upheld? Was he so offended? Okay, was he so offended that then he started looking back? Yeah, this guy doesn't stop to run, actually. Does he start Googling what people say bad things about Michael? Like, what are the bad, I do believe these things. When did that all start happening? Because he was like the face of the Cowboys for a little bit. And then it was I love Micah, talking to his mom. And then when did it all become guy can't stop the damn run? Guy's not. Guy's not. We're going to run it right at him. That's why we can't win the game like that. Our team got better because of this. That is not how Jerry operates with his stars ever, it feels like.
It's not. Jerry is a master marketing guy. We know that.
He's supposed to be in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. He could.
Which is the problem.
Unbelievable in what he can do. What if he was?
Some people would say.
What if he was going back through his old? He could go back through his old grade, so you get graded every single play and you have in a game, and you get an overall grade. And I bet, what if Jerry went back through some of Micah's old grades from his linebacker coach or his edge coach? He's like, hey, Mike, it says all your negatives are on run plays. What's going on here?
Wait.
Here we go. We can run with that.
M.A. You see that? Loaf, trader.
Good try. Yeah, I guess if you want to, any great pass rusher, you could say.
Find some negatives.
You could always find something, but it doesn't matter. The positives outweigh everything when it comes to Micah.
It feels like that's how Packers fans feel, and it feels like Jerry's we're moving on, and stay tuned.